guys, and welcome to another video. So I just want to start off by saying I hope everyone is well during this absolute crazy time, because honestly what is happening at the moment is absolutely scary, and I just hope everyone is okay and everyone is staying motivated and productive to just do anything possible during this lockdown period. And as scary as it is out there, we just need to spread the positivity, which is why I've decided to make this video. And the reason for this video is I recently asked people on my Instagram if they would like to see a video on my musical theatre programmes and stuff like that. So quite a few of you said yes, so I'm going to be doing that video for you. So I've decided that I'm just going to show you my programmes, some from shows that I've seen, some that I've just bought, and some that I've just won in giveaways. But I've also decided that I'm going to add my original cast albums into this video, and also just musical theatre soundtracks that I've got. I've just got loads of musical theatre songs onto like one album, and also my movie musicals DVDs as well. So yeah, let's get started on this video. So I'm going to start off by showing you my programmes, and I'm going to go from the most recent, and then after I've shown you the ones that I've seen, I'm then going to go on to showing you the ones that I've won in giveaways, and then I'm just going to go into showing you the ones that I bought, and then I'll go into showing you the CDs and DVDs and stuff. So yeah, the first one I'm going to show you is when I went to go and see Beautiful, the Carole King musical, and this was the last show I saw before lockdown was in place, and this show is absolutely brilliant, and it's such a shame that it's had to close so soon. It was meant to be on tour till August, and just overall it's just an absolute amazing show. So when I went to go see this show, I met Cameron Sharp, who played Barry, and he's signed there, as you can see. And Carole King was played by Vicky Manser on the day that I went to go and see this. Like, every single programme I show you from the shows I've seen, there's vlogs up on here, apart from one, because I weren't doing YouTube at the time. But yeah, if you want to go check out them vlogs, then feel free. I will put links to every single one of them in the description. So yeah, and I also did meet Vicky when I went to go and see this show. She signed there, as you can see, and it's just overall a brilliant show. If this show ever does come back, which I'm sure it will, because it's just absolutely phenomenal, I would highly recommend going to see it. So the second one I'm going to show you is when I went to the press night for the Everybody's Talking About Jamie UK tour in Sheffield. And this show was just made up of the most phenomenal cast ever. Leighton, Shane, there's just so many amazing people in this. George Sampson played Dean, and he just absolutely slayed that role, as he's known for playing bad guys. For those that don't know, George also played Kyle Stack in Waterloo Road, which is just one of my all-time favourite TV series. So it was absolutely brilliant to just see him live on stage, and at the most important night ever, the press night. And I also did meet Jamie and Margaret Campbell, who were the inspiration of that show. So that show is just honestly amazing. So the next one I'm going to show you is We Will Rock You. And this wasn't the one that I saw directly before I saw Everybody's Talking About Jamie, but I did see Cabaret, but I only got the souvenir brochure for that, and I'll show you that when I come to showing you all the souvenir brochures. So Cabaret was before this one, but I didn't get a programme because they were all sold out. But Cabaret, again, was absolutely amazing, and highly would recommend it. But let's go to talk about We Will Rock You now. And this show was inspired by the songs of Queen, and it's just absolutely incredible. And I did also stage door this show, and I met Ian, who played Galileo, signed there, as you can see. And it's just absolutely brilliant, and it has rescheduled the tour for next year, so I would highly recommend that you get the tickets and go if it's coming anywhere near you. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. All the songs that are in this show are just incredible. So I'm now going to go on to talk about this show, Six, which was my first show of 2020. And it's just honestly incredible. The fact that it's only 75 minutes long, and it's just all about female empowerment, and it's just absolutely incredible. And I did stage door this because there was just so many people who I wanted to meet, like Lauren Drew, Jodie Steele, Lauren Byrne. All the cast were amazing, and I met most of the principal cast except Maddie, who wasn't on that day because unfortunately she weren't well. But Harriet Watson was on for Berlin that night, and she was just incredible. And I did also meet Harriet as well. I met everyone who was on that night. So I met Lauren, and I met both Laurens. I met Shaka, Jodie and Athena, and all five of them have signed this program. And I also did meet Harriet, who was the alternate who was on that night for Berlin, and it was just incredible. And it was the sing-along that night as well, and I've never ever been to a show that has done a sing-along performance until I saw Six, and it was my first time seeing Six that night as well. And I can just guarantee now that when theatres reopen, this is a show that I will be booking to see. And it is coming back to Salford this year in December for 6 weeks. So if you live in Salford, I would highly recommend going seeing this on tour, and just anywhere when it comes back, because it is just incredible. And it was just so unfortunate that Broadway did go dark on the night that Six was meant to have its opening night on Broadway, and that is just, it's just heartbreaking. But honestly, things will get better. Theatre will be back, and it will be coming back stronger. And when it does, I will definitely be there to support it, as will a lot of you. And yeah, so I'm just going to carry on with this video now, because I'm just waffling a bit now. So we're now coming to the end of 2019, and the last show I saw in 2019 was The Bodyguard with Alexandra Birkin. And her interpretation of Rachel Marron is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, I never saw The Bodyguard until I saw it this night at the Palace Theatre, and it was just absolutely amazing. So I just couldn't believe how much she could just, I don't even know. But honestly, The Bodyguard is a must-see, and sadly that UK tour is now finished. That finished in February before all this. But honestly, if that also does return, I would highly recommend you book tickets. So the next one I'm going to talk about is when I went to go and see Annie at the Regent Theatre in Stoke. So Annie is one that's always been a personal favourite of mine, but I've never seen it live on stage. I've seen the film, and the film is just completely different to the stage production, because the stage production just got so many songs that have been added into it, and that it just, all the songs that were added in that were in the film were just absolutely incredible. They were all upbeat, and they were just amazing, and they proper fitted in with like the storyline and stuff. So I did also stage door here, but I only met one, which was Alex Bourne, who played Daddy Warbucks, as you can see there, the signature. And he was just incredible, and I believe he also did play this role in the West End as well. And I would have loved to see that on the West End, and I really do hope that this show does return, because it's just absolutely incredible. So moving on now to Les Miserables. I saw this on the 19th of October last year at the Liverpool Empire, and this cast absolutely blew me away. Like, it was my first time seeing a professional production of Les Mis done, and it just absolutely just blew me away. Like, I had goosebumps all the way through, and as soon as that overtune started, I just cried all the way through. And Cillian Donnelly, who played Jean Valjean, was absolutely incredible. Like, I would love to see him as Valjean again in any production, because he just absolutely blew the socks off me. He was just amazing. So, moving on now to one that everybody loves, and just one that has just become a massive hit, and it's a brand new musical. It had its preview in Manchester, where I saw it on the 28th of September last year, and it's & Juliet. This is a jukebox musical along with Carole King, and it's just got all the songs that you could possibly think of by Max Martin. Hit Me Baby One More Time, One More Try, just all sorts. Everybody, larger than life. This musical's got it all. So I don't really want to give too much away, but it's if Juliet didn't kill herself, and there is a massive plot twist at the end of Act 1. And I was due to see this on the 18th of March, along with Dear Evan Hansen, but lockdown was put in place then. So I am hoping that when theatres reopen, this is going to be one that I go and see again, because I've always said that I've always said that & Juliet is going to be one that I see again, because it's just incredible. Miriam Teakley as Juliet is just absolutely, she's just phenomenal. And I also do want to try and catch Grace as Juliet as well, as she plays Judith, who's in the ensemble, and she's just incredible. So I'm now going to go on to my next show, which is Mamma Mia, which I saw on the 26th of September at the Novella Theatre in London. So I was meant to do a 2-show day that day, but I kind of didn't. So I just saw the one. But Mamma Mia is also a jukebox musical with all the songs from ABBA, from Dancing Queen to Under Attack. It's just honestly incredible. And Lucy Barker, who played Sophie, was just honestly incredible. Like, everyone in that show was absolutely amazing, and it just felt like you was watching the film again. And there's even some songs that weren't in the original film that have come into the musical, like Under Attack. And Knowing Me, Knowing You, that was also in the musical but wasn't in the original film. And it's just honestly absolutely amazing. And it's now just entered its 21st year in London's West End, and it is currently on tour. Well, it will be back on tour as well as in London when all this is over. So I would recommend going and seeing that. So the next two I'm going to talk about are two that I saw on the same day. So the first one that I saw on this day, which was the 18th of September, was Everybody's Talking About Jamie. And this was the first time I ever saw this show, and I was just blown away by Leighton's performance as Jamie. And honestly, it was just absolutely incredible. And this show, I did stage door because at the time Rita Simmons was playing Miss Hedge, and I've always wanted to see her in something ever since I watched her in EastEnders, and then she was in I'm a Celebrity. So I did stage door, and luckily I did get to meet Rita, and I have got a picture with her, as you will see in the vlog that I did when I went to go and see this. Once again, I'll link that down below. So when I went to go and see this show, I met Leighton, who played Jamie, and then I met Bill Ward, who was Loco Chanel, and Rita, who was Miss Hedge. And then I also met Sabrina, who played Pretty, and I also met Daniel Jacob, who is also known as Vinegar Strokes, who played Sandra Bullock. And they were all just amazing. And I also met Harriet Payne, who played Bex, who was in the ensemble in the Year 11 class. and it was just honestly absolutely amazing. So after that, I went to go and see this, Come From Away. And Come From Away is just so inspiring. It's all about the people who was diverted to Newfoundland during the 9/11 terrorist attack, and from start to finish, you'll just bawl your eyes out, and it's just absolutely incredible. And to me, it feels like it's so underrated, because I feel like this needs to be seen to most of the UK, like all of the UK, and I do feel like a UK tour will become of this. But honestly, it's just amazing, that show. So now I'm going to talk about this, School of Rock. And this has just recently closed to make way for a new musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, which is starring Carrie Hope Fletcher. As most of you know, she is my favourite person in the world. Like, I just love her work. And believe it or not, I've never actually seen her live on stage. And she's just honestly amazing. But anyway, getting back to School of Rock now. I saw this on the 29th of June last year, and it is absolutely amazing. Like, seriously, for them kids to play them instruments live on stage, you've got to be talented. Same goes for the kids in Billy Elliot or any kids in any show. It's just absolutely mind-blowing how them kids can manage to just do that every night. So School of Rock is doing a UK tour next year, and I guarantee you I will be there supporting them kids in that show, because it is just absolutely incredible how them kids can just basically learn a musical instrument and then go out on stage and play it live, like, near enough every single night. Because at the moment, kids cannot play all 8 shows a week, so they've got to have like multiple cast. But School of Rock is a must-see, and I'm so glad I caught this in its West End run, because it was just absolutely incredible. Excuse me. So that's it really for all the shows that I've seen. Well, from ones that I've got programmes from anyway. So that's that. And I'm now going to go into ones that I've won in giveaways. So this is quite a lot. But yeah, so first of all, I want to start off with Heathers. And Heathers is one of my favourite musicals ever, and I'm yet to see it live on stage. So I've just got my fingers crossed that it does end up coming to Manchester in October, because I have got tickets booked for that, and I just cannot wait for that. So Heathers is just absolutely amazing. Again, this had Carrie Hope Fletcher in, and she's just amazing. Like, seriously, I don't know why people think Heathers is so underrated, because the fan base with Heathers is just absolutely insane. And if you watch Carrie Hope Fletcher's YouTube vlogs from when she was in Heathers, it basically explains how much the fans of Heathers are so dedicated to that show. So yeah, I am actually really glad that I won this in a giveaway, because I would never have had a programme of Heathers, and it's just one that I've always wanted, so I'm kind of glad that I've won that. So the next one is, again, everybody's talking about Jamie, but this time it's signed by 3 people who I actually idolise. So let's just start off, because bearing in mind, everyone in this programme was the original cast. So when it transferred from Sheffield to London, these were the original London cast. So let's start off by just talking about the signatures on the front. So Chloe Poole was the swing in the original production, and I'm yet to see her in anything, but I've seen videos of her from West End Live when she performed as one of the Year 11 girls, and she's just absolutely incredible. So I am yet to see her in anything, and I hope I see her in something soon. Like, I've just got my fingers crossed that Bring It On still goes ahead with its UK tour, as she's in that. And I cannot wait to see that, as it's just a musical I've never actually heard much about, and it is one that I do want to see. So, now going on to talk about Luke Baker, and he recently left the cast in January this year, and he was in it from when it first opened in Sheffield, and I saw him when I saw it in September, and he is just incredible. Like, his interpretation of Dean is just absolutely incredible. And now I'm going to go to talk about Luke Bayer, who was the alternative Jamie in the original cast. And again, I've never seen Luke in anything, and I hope I get to see him in something soon. I was hoping that I went to go and see him in Soho Cinders, but unfortunately that never happened because tickets sold out quite quick for that show, and it is one that I did want to see. So yeah, that is my giveaway programme from the original cast of Everybody's Talking About Jamie. And last but not least, on the giveaway ones, The Addams Family, from when it was in Wales, in Cardiff at the Millennium Centre. And again, it's got Carrie Hope Fletcher in. That's basically why I entered this giveaway, just because she was in it. But also Scott Page was in this as well, and Oliver Ormston, and all three of them are just my favourite, like, a few of just many favourites for musical theatre actors and actresses. Like, the list could go on and on and on. But I am so glad that I did win this, because I never got to catch The Addams Family on tour when it was on in 2017, and I was gutted, but fingers crossed again that it does come to Salford in November as planned, and I get to see it then, because it's just one that I do want to see, because I do actually like The Addams Family, believe it or not, and not a lot of people know that about me. But yeah, The Addams Family is definitely one that I do want to see. So now I'm going to go on to ones that I've brought. So the first one is Les Mis, the stage concert. And recently this has come out on digital copy during the coronavirus pandemic, just to keep people's spirits up. And I think it's a brilliant idea, seeing as it's not coming out on DVD until November. So people can now see this at home and enjoy it. And I never actually saw this in the theatre, but I did see the live screen of it at the cinema on the 2nd of December, and I'm so glad I did, because this cast was absolutely phenomenal. You've got Alfie Boe, you've got Michael Ball, Matt Lucas, Katie Seacombe, Carrie Hope Fletcher, Rob Houchen, Bradley Jaden, Shan Ako, Lily Kohoas. The list just goes on. This cast is absolutely incredible, and I cannot imagine how scary it was having to do that live to practically the whole world during that cinema broadcast. But yeah, I'm so glad that I did buy this, and I managed to buy it off eBay for like £3, and I'm just so glad that I did. And now let's talk about the 2019 What's on Stage Awards. So I bought this one simply because I've never actually seen the What's on Stage Awards or been or anything like that. But I did listen to it this year, and I just thought, I wonder if there's actually any programmes going from the What's on Stage Awards. And there weren't any from this year, but I managed to find one from last year. And again, mainly because Carrie Hope Fletcher was nominated. Also, Heathers was nominated. Quite a lot of good musicals were nominated. So yeah, this is the main reason why I did buy this one. And it cost me about £1 off someone that was selling it over Facebook, and it was just probably one of the best purchases I ever did buying this. So yeah, I'm now going to show you 2 that I bought, and these are the last 2 that I bought. Billy Elliot, one of my favourite musicals. I never ever saw this live, and I never got to see the UK tour of it, and I'm gutted. But Billy Elliot, I could probably give you a one-woman show from that, because it's just incredible. Like, the kids who play Billy, and they've got to do all that dancing from tap to ballet to street, everything. Like, every single Billy has their own, like, signature move and all sorts. And it's just incredible how them kids can manage to do that about 2-3 times a week. There's about 3 to 4 people playing Billy. But honestly, it's amazing. So now I'm going to go on to one that I didn't mention, but again, Billy Elliot. And this one is from the 5th anniversary, and I got this mainly because of the people who played Billy. And that was Dean, Ollie, Tom and Reese. And I've seen every single one of them do Electricity over YouTube, and it is just absolutely incredible. Like, I just love every single one of them. So yeah, that's basically it for my programmes. But there is going to be a lot more when theatres reopen. So, last but not least on the programmes, souvenir brochures. So, this one is the one that I bought from Heathers, and it's just absolutely stunning. Like, all the photos from the cast with just like little quotes, and it's just honestly one programme that I just love. So the next one isn't really like your typical musical, but I'm going to show it you anyway. Mrs. Brown's Boys. So this was on at the Manchester Arena last year, and I took my mum to see it for Mother's Day, and she just absolutely loved it. And so did I, to be honest. Like, it was really, really, really good. And I just hope it comes back, because it's just absolutely incredible. So, the next one is Mamma Mia. And I bought this when I went to go and see the show. And it's just basically got all the cast photos in, got a bit about the filming, it's got pictures of the original casting, and it's even got a little bit about ABBA in here. Let me just try and find that for you. Sorry about this. There we go. It's got a little bit about ABBA in there, and just overall, it's just nice to just look at. So again, this one is one I bought when I went to go and see the show, Annie, and it's basically just got all 3 Annies there, and it's just like got little bits about the show, and just got cast photos in, and it's just honestly amazing. Like, it could just be a programme itself, but it's just one of those that if you just want to look through cast photos, then I would consider buying souvenir brochures. So the next one is The Addams Family again. And I'm so glad I managed to actually find a copy of this, because this show is just absolutely amazing. Like, the costume designs as well, it's just like, wow. And again, this could be classed as a programme, because it's got like the cast there. And also with this one, I didn't know this when I bought it, but it's signed by Scott Page there. Like, you can't really see it, but it's signed by Scott there. And yeah, it's just absolutely amazing how, like, souvenir brochures can just, like, excuse me. It's just amazing how, like, souvenir brochures can just, like, reflect on that current cast, because the thing is with current casts of UK tours, there is, like, a low chance you will never see that cast again. So souvenir brochures just, like, kind of capture that moment for you. So the next one is Miss Saigon from the London revival, and again, just photos from the show and just stuff like that. It's absolutely amazing. And I always look through Miss Saigon because Miss Saigon is one that I've never seen, and I really do want to see it. So the next one is Les Mis. This isn't the London production one. This is from the original UK tour cast with Killian Donnelly in, and it's just honestly so amazingly set out. Like, it's basically got pictures from every single part of the story, and it just has little quotes and stuff, and again, amazingly set out. So another one that could be classed as a programme is the We Will Rock You 2019 and 2020 UK tour, and this one has just got all the photos from the cast, and also has got the cast in there as well. So again, could be classed as a programme. So this one is one that I just bought in general because this was from when Carrie Hope Fletcher was Eponine and Rob Houchen was Marius. And that's mainly the reason why I bought this, because I just honestly wanted to see them both as Eponine and Marius so much, and I just never got the chance to. Like, as you can see there, Little Fall of Rain. It's just amazing. So, yeah, that's that. And last but not least, one that I have seen, Cabaret. And this had John Partridge and Anita Harrison in, and Cabaret is one that I had never seen up until I went to see that on the 29th of February. So, yeah, that's that one. So, that is all of my programmes from shows I've seen, from shows that I've wanted to see, so I've just won programmes in giveaways, and some that I've just bought. So, yeah, I'm now going to show you my musical theatre CDs and DVDs. Alright, so now on to the CDs and DVDs, and I'm so sorry that this video has gone on, like, a lot, but yeah, I just had to go through all this as quick as I can. So, let's get started. So, I'm going to start off with the CDs first. So, the first one I'm going to show you is the original motion picture movie, oh, sorry about that, of Mamma Mia. And this is one of my all-time favourite films, hence why I bought this. Like, it is just amazing. So, next one is the original motion picture soundtrack from Billy Elliot with Jamie Bell in. He was amazing as Billy in this film, and it's just absolutely incredible. If you haven't watched Billy Elliot yet, you need to watch it because it's just absolutely amazing. So next is the original London soundtrack for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which features Michael Ball and Carrie Hope Fletcher on this. But obviously, when Carrie was in this, she played Jemima, who is Caractacus Potts' daughter, and her voice as a kid was just so sweet. So I would highly recommend you do listen to this because it's honestly just one of the most amazing soundtracks. So next is & Juliet, the original London cast. And like I said, this is a must-see, and you just need to listen to the soundtrack. Even if you can't actually get to London to see this show, buy the soundtrack or listen to it, because it's just absolutely amazing. So next we've got Annie, and like I said, there's songs on here that weren't in the film but are in the stage production, and it's just absolutely amazing. So Annie, again, yes, definitely listen to it. Next, I wouldn't personally see this, but American Idiot. And it's got songs from Green Day in it, and it's just honestly one of the best soundtracks I have listened to. But again, I wouldn't personally see it, but if it does do a tour, I may consider going seeing it. But again, American Idiot. And next, we've got Avenue Q. And again, never seen this show, but I would definitely want to go and see it, because this soundtrack just honestly just brings joy to your day. Like, it is just absolutely incredible. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to do, well, you've seen people do this thing where you put all the soundtracks into a list on the notes, and then they put it into a like number generator, and it just picks one, and then they listen to that soundtrack a day. So I've decided I'm going to do that starting tomorrow. So yeah, Avenue Q, listen to it, it is amazing. Next, we've got the original London soundtrack for Billy Elliot, which features Liam Mower as Billy. And again, I was only 5 when Billy Elliot came to London, so I never got to see Liam as Billy. But I know this is like illegal and stuff, and not a lot of people agree with it, but there is a bootleg of Liam as Billy on YouTube, and kind of been a bit naughty and watched that. But yeah, Liam as Billy is amazing. Like, his voice on this is just amazing, and just him as Billy in general. So again, yeah, listen to this, and rocking the merch for Billy today. But yeah, again, listen to Billy, it's amazing. Next, we've got Blood Brothers. And Blood Brothers is one that I've never seen, but quite a lot of English literature students studied Blood Brothers. I personally didn't when I was in school. Like, it wasn't one that our teacher chose for my class to do. But I would have loved to study Blood Brothers, and I'm going to be a bit honest now. When I heard about Blood Brothers, I never knew it was a musical. Like, when we got told that it was on the English syllabus, I never knew it was a musical. And then one of my mates actually introduced Blood Brothers to me. And she told me to, like, watch it and stuff. And to be honest, I'm yet to watch it. Next, we've got the original London cast of Les Mis. And I have listened to this constantly, and it's just absolutely amazing. One of the most amazing soundtracks, and it's been transferred into like 50, 60 different languages, and again, absolutely phenomenal. As it says, it's a musical phenomenon, and that is 100% correct. This musical is amazing. Next is not one that I'm that keen of, but Jersey Boys. Again, the soundtrack is really good, but I wouldn't personally say it's one of my favourites. I mean, I've seen the film, and the film was alright, but it's not one of my favourites. But this soundtrack I do like, but it's completely just my opinion. But yeah, I would recommend listening to the soundtrack if you have like never seen the show. But again, just not really one of my favourites. Next one, Chicago. I absolutely love Chicago. Like, the Cell Block Tango, I could just belt that all day. Even though I cannot sing, but I could still belt that all day. Like, Chicago is just one of my all-time favourite musicals, and I just really wanted to do another London revival, as I missed it in 2018. But yeah, Chicago, definitely listen to this. This is the original London soundtrack, and I'm yet to listen to the Broadway version of the soundtrack, but definitely listen to the London one. Definitely one of my favourites. So, next, we've got the original London cast recording for Grease. And again, Grease is one that has quite a few songs that aren't in the film. But again, it's really, really good. And I'm sorry you keep hearing like cluttering and clanging. It's because I'm just like piling them up as we go along. But yeah, this musical is one that I haven't seen on stage, but I'm obsessed with the film. But Grease, highly would recommend listening to it. So next, we've got the original London cast recording of Mary Poppins. And again, this is another one that features songs that aren't in the original film. And I'm absolutely obsessed with this film. So I thought to myself, right, I'm going to buy the soundtrack because I've never actually seen Mary Poppins on stage. So I bought the soundtrack and I listened to it about a few days ago and I am obsessed already. Like, Mary Poppins is on in London at the minute, so after the whole lockdown, this is one that I am definitely going to book to see. So, next, we've got the original Broadway version of Wicked. And Wicked is one that I have not seen, but I've heard so many great things about it. So, again, one that I will be booking to see. Next, we've got the live CD of We Will Rock You. And We Will Rock You I've seen. There is a vlog up on this channel, so feel free to check that out. And the music in this is just amazing. Like, there isn't a number where you just don't want to dance or sing it. It's just absolutely amazing. And say this is a live CD, it is incredible. So, next, we've got the original London recording of Miss Saigon. I had to just double check that because I have actually got 2 Miss Saigon ones. But I just had to double check that this is the right one. But yeah, this is the original London cast recording of Miss Saigon. And I've only ever seen the 25th anniversary one, which is coincidentally was filmed on my birthday. So Miss Saigon is a must listen to. It's honestly amazing. To say it's like majority singing all the way through, like Les Mis and Phantom of the Opera and Cats. It is actually one of the best ones, like, after Les Mis, because with me, all singing musicals were not really my thing until I watched Les Mis, and it's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, Miss Saigon, definitely listen to it. Next, Heathers. So, Heathers is one that I've actually never seen, and it's just honestly one that I am dying to see. And like I said before, I have booked to see this in October. So yeah, Heathers, please listen to this. This is the original London soundtrack with Carrie Hope Fletcher on it. And I've not listened to the world premiere one yet, but this one is a must listen to. Next, Dear Evan Hansen. This is one that I was meant to go and see in March, but obviously lockdown happened and obviously the show has been like cancelled for now. But it's now booking until October in London, so I am definitely going to be booking to see that again soon. But honestly, this soundtrack, you cry from like start to finish. It is just honestly one of the most heartwarming, moving soundtracks ever, so I would highly recommend listening to Dear Evan Hansen. Next, we've got the original Broadway cast recording of Hamilton. And I'm yet to see Hamilton because I don't know, it's just like one of those that I've not really been interested in, but I listened to Act 1 of this yesterday and it does sound pretty good, but it's like all those songs are like rapped and stuff, so it's like constant rapping. But again, I would definitely listen to Act 2 of this, just to like obviously get the idea of it. But Hamilton is on my watch list and I will go and see that at some point. Next, we've got the 5th year anniversary CD of Mamma Mia, and this is from the staged production. So this one has obviously got songs that weren't in the film. So, yeah, these two albums, don't get them mixed up, because this one is just the songs from the film, whereas this one has just got songs that were in the film, but are also featured in the production. Next, we've got the original London cast recording of Matilda. And I have actually seen Matilda. I saw that in December in 2017. And there isn't a vlog for this one, as I wasn't doing YouTube when I went to go and see this. But honestly, Matilda is probably one of the best shows I've ever seen on the West End. It was absolutely incredible. And I do want to see this again at some point. Oh. Next, we've got Sister Act. And I'm yet to see this. I'm hoping to book tickets for when it comes to Manchester in June. But at the moment, theatres are shut until the 31st of May. So that's kind of like a in and ahhing situation at the minute. So I've not gone ahead and booked it yet. But hopefully, theatres are going to reopen on the 31st. Hopefully, if lockdown doesn't get extended and the theatres are open. But Sister Act is on my watch list. Next, Come From Away. This one I have seen, as I mentioned before, and it's honestly one of the most moving musicals I've ever seen. It's just absolutely amazing. So if you haven't seen this show yet, please listen to this soundtrack, because it's just absolutely amazing. So, next, Return to the Forbidden Planet. So, this one is extremely underrated. Like, I'd never, heard of a production being done of this. But it's from the original cast, and my high school did a production of this, and I saw it then, and it is a really good show. And I've not listened to this since I've seen it, but this I'm definitely going to listen to at some point. But, yeah, it's, again, a really good soundtrack and a good show, but I did only see, a school production of it. But, again, really good. Next, we've got the 2009 revival of Oliver, which was filmed live on stage. And this features Jodie Penja, who actually won the competition to be Nancy. And her version of As Long As He Needs Me just makes me bawl my eyes out. I listened to this the other day, and it's just absolutely amazing. So, next, Rent. And I'm not sure if this is the motion picture one or the Broadway cast. Yeah, this one is the original Broadway cast, and features 2 CDs from it. And I watched the final performance of Rent on Broadway, the DVD, and Rent is just absolutely moving. It's absolutely amazing. It took me a while to understand it, but again, Rent, please listen to it. Next up, everybody's talking about Jamie. This one I've seen twice, and again, another moving musical. It's all about the LGBTQ community, about a boy wanting to be in a dress and be a drag queen, and it's honestly just so moving. So again, if you haven't seen this show, please listen to this soundtrack, because it is absolutely just amazing. Next up, Fame. This is one that I have actually never seen, but I listened to this about a week ago now, and it is actually a really good soundtrack, so I would definitely recommend you listen to Fame. Next up, we've got Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And this was when Jason Donovan was Joseph, as it says there. And it's honestly just an amazing soundtrack. And I'm hoping to catch it when it comes back to London, as I didn't catch it last year. But again, one of my favourites. Next up, we've got The Sound of Music. And again, this one features Connie Fisher, who won the competition to be Maria. So again, this is from when Connie was in it, and I didn't see that as I was like 6 or 7, as it was in 2006. But this soundtrack is absolutely incredible. Next up, we've got the highlights from the original cast of Les Mis. So this doesn't feature all the songs from Les Mis on it. It just like features certain ones, like At the End of the Day, I Dreamed a Dream, Who Am I, Lovely Ladies, Stars, One Day More, On My Own. Just all the absolute classics in Les Mis. So again, I would definitely recommend listening to the highlights if your favourite songs from Les Mis are on here, because it's just absolutely amazing, this soundtrack. Next, Pretty Woman. This is currently on in London until January next year, and I am hoping to see it at some point, as Amy Atkinson is playing Vivian. And again, I've not listened to this yet, but I am going to be listening to it at some point, because obviously I'm doing that challenge where I practically listen to every single CD I've just shown you. So yeah, again, I will let you know my opinion on this on my Instagram when obviously I do listen to it. As what I've decided I'm going to do is when I do this like challenge, I'm going to post the one that I'm listening to, and then I'm just like going to put a little review on my Instagram story. So again, if you're not following me on Instagram, my Instagram will be in the description of this video. So again, that's Pretty Woman. Next up, The Bodyguard. This is the world premiere cast, and this features Alexandra Burke as Rachel, and I've seen her as Rachel Marin, and she's just absolutely phenomenal. So again, most of the hits from Whitney Houston, so pretty much a jukebox musical, but it is absolutely amazing. Next up, we've got the original Broadway cast recording of The Lion King. So I've not actually seen The Lion King on stage, but I am obsessed with the film. I'm obsessed with the live action remake of it. So again, The Lion King, if you love The Lion King as a film, please listen to this. Next up, we've got Six. And Six only has 9 songs in it, but it is absolutely amazing. Like, I just love Six. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you listen to that. Next up, we've got the live recording of Miss Saigon, and this features Eva, who is now in Hadestown on Broadway, and again, Miss Saigon is probably one of the best things. Like, the packaging in this is really nice as well. Like, there's 2 discs to it, and it's just one of those that is just moving and heartwarming about the Vietnam War, and again, one that I really do want to see if it does ever come back to the UK. Next up, West Side Story. Again, I've not seen a professional production of this done, but I have seen like a high school production, as my cousin was in West Side Story, so I saw her in that, and it is really good. Like, the soundtrack to it just blows you away, and it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, but again, just 2 gangs, and obviously they're called the Jets and the Sharks. But again, West Side Story, highly recommend listening to it. Next up, Hairspray. Again, yet to see a professional production of this done, but this soundtrack is just amazing, and again, features a couple of songs that aren't in the film. Well, the 2007 remake of the film, or the only film, I'm not sure. But again, Hairspray is just one that I recommend listening to. Next up, we've got the original cast recording of Phantom of the Opera. And I haven't actually seen Phantom of the Opera. I was meant to see it on the 16th of April in Manchester, but sadly that got cancelled because of the lockdown situation and all that. But yeah, Phantom of the Opera, I would definitely recommend listening to. And surprise, surprise, another Les Mis from the 2012 film with Hugh Jackman, Anne Hathaway, Russell Crowe, and all that. So, Les Mis is just absolutely amazing. Like, I prefer this one to probably some of the cast albums, but everyone's different, but that's just my opinion. But I would definitely recommend you do listen to the movie soundtrack. And next, we've got the soundtrack from the movie of Phantom of the Opera. And the thing with this one is, it features like a little book with pictures from the filming, and just like a little bit of like a description, and then the CD to it's there. But again, I've not seen this film yet, and I am planning on watching this at some point. But again, definitely listen to it. Next up, Cabaret. And this is from the motion picture. Sorry, I just got something in my eye. And there's only 12 songs in this, so I think it's like a highlight version. Again, another one that I would definitely listen to. So next, we've got the motion picture of Grease. And again, I am obsessed with this film. I absolutely love it. But most of the songs that were featured on this one are not on this one. So, like, again, they just wrote songs for the stage production as well. But again, I would definitely recommend you do listen to this. So, next up, we've got Now That's What I Call Musicals. And this one's just got songs from shows like Consider Yourself, We Will Rock You, Dancing Queen, Time Warp, all that jazz, The Music of the Night, you know, just songs from like popular shows. And I would definitely recommend listening to that as well. So this one is just another highlight one. And this one's got songs like At the End of the Day, Do You Hear the People Sing, In My Life, Drink With Me, On My Own, A Little Fall of Rain. And then this one also features songs from Miss Saigon as well. So like The Heat Is On, The Movie in My Mind, Why God Why, The Last Night of the World, I Still Believe, and The American Dream. So it's got a few from Miss Saigon on there as well. But again, it's a really good album. So next up is not really anything to do with musicals, but Michael Ball and Alfie Boe. This has got some musical songs on. So you've got The Greatest Show from The Greatest Showman. And then you've got Wishing You Were Here, Somehow Here Again from Phantom of the Opera. Sunrise, Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof. Circle of Life from The Lion King. Then obviously you've got Come Fly With Me. And then you've got a Queen medley on here. And then you just got some more there, but that aren't musical related. But this is a really good album. So next up, we've got the Ultimate Musicals Experience. So this is made up of 3 discs. Oh, and like a little book inside it. But there is so many musicals on here, and it's just an absolute amazing album. So next up, we've got 4 CDs which feature Andrew Lloyd Webber's songs on. And again, this is really, really good. Like, it features songs from Jesus Christ Superstar, Phantom of the Opera, then School of Rock, just all sorts. And then these ones are just like old ones from Andrew Lloyd Webber, but again, definitely recommend. So we're near enough coming to the end of the CDs now. So again, the greatest ever musicals on the West End. So this one has only got 20 songs on. And it's got songs from Oliver, The Lion King, Les Mis, The Rocky Horror Show, Jesus Christ Superstar, Phantom of the Opera, not Jesus Christ Superstar, I've already said that. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Miss Saigon, Evita, Starlight Express, Sunset Boulevard, Chicago, Aspects of Love, Chess, Cats, Beauty and the Beast, and the list just goes on. And again, definitely recommend. So, these 3 are a set, so got part 1, part 2 and part 3, and every single one of these are amazing. They feature 20 songs each, and these came as a set, but again, highly would recommend it. So, now we just get on to the last few, and I'm sorry that the CDs went flying then, but this one again, the #1 musicals, and this is a 2-disc, and again, highly recommend that. Then you've got Music of the Night, the Ultimate Musicals album, featuring Michael Ball, Alfie Boe, Elaine Page, Michael Crawford, and many, many more. And this features songs from Les Mis, Cats, Moulin Rouge, Aspects of Love, The Wizard of Oz, Miss Saigon, Tell Me on a Sunday, Billy Elliot, Blood Brothers, Spring Awakening, Jesus Christ Superstar, The Phantom of the Opera, West Side Story, Sweet Charity, Evita, Oklahoma, South Pacific, The Sound of Music, Joseph, and Carousel, and a lot more. So again, highly would recommend listening to that. So now we go on to the last 4, and this one is the original London cast of The Rocky Horror Show. I have never seen this, but I would highly recommend listening to this soundtrack, because it's just absolutely amazing. It's going a bit dark in here, so just one sec. There we go. This one is The Magic of West End Musicals, and again, this is a 3-disc, and I listened to this the other day, and it's just absolutely incredible. So, get down to the last 2 now. This one is 100 Hits Musicals, features 5 discs, and honestly, it's one of the most amazing albums ever. So, if you are an absolute Face lover, I would highly recommend you get this, because it features absolutely everything you can think of. And last but not least, Elaine Page presents musicals, and again, this is a 3-disc and well presented, and I'm yet to listen to this one, but when I do, I will be sure to let you know. So yeah, that's it for the CDs that I have up to now anyway. 63 and counting, as I say. So next is the DVDs. There isn't that many of these, so yeah, let's just get started. So this one isn't exactly a movie musical, but it is like what inspired a musical. So Heathers, and this is one of my all-time favourite films. Like, I absolutely love it, and you can kind of see how the movie is related to the musical. So yeah, I would definitely listen and watch Heathers. Next up is when Donny Osmond was Joseph, and again, an amazing film, an amazing production. Highly recommend watching this. Next up is the 2007 film of Hairspray, which has Zac Efron in as Link, and it is absolutely amazing. And there was a concert to do with a High School Musical going on at the time when Zac was filming for Hairspray. So, if you didn't realise that, this is why Zac was not in that concert production. Next up is the film of Billy Elliot and Billy Elliot Live. Both absolutely incredible. I love them both. And you can even tell that in this, when he's speaking to speaking to like the examiners who are doing his audition, and it goes into the electricity scene. It is so well done in this. Like, the music to it is just incredible. So again, highly recommend them. Next up is the Disney version of Annie. And I'm yet to watch this, but one of my mates gave me this. So I am yet to watch this, so I may watch that over the weekend or something. But yeah, I will let you know what I think of that. Next up is Mary Poppins. Again, one of my all-time favourites, one of my all-time favourite Disney films. So highly recommend watching that if you haven't already. Then Mamma Mia. Absolutely incredible. The best jukebox musical that I've ever seen, like, put into a film. It's just absolutely outstanding and very well done. And Amanda and Meryl in this are just amazing. Next up, we've got The Bodyguard. And again, one of my absolute favourites. Features Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. But yeah, I would definitely watch that. Next up, we've got Aspects of Love featuring Ben Lewis. And this is the Australian version. And again, this is coming to Manchester this year. So I'm hoping to see this when it does come. Then, we've got the 25th anniversary of Miss Saigon. Again, this is one of my favourites, not only because it was filmed on my birthday, which is just a coincidence, but again, this is just a really good film. Then, Les Mis. Like I've just said about the CD, this is a really, really, really good film, so highly recommend that. Next up, Kinky Boots. I've never seen this film, so I am really looking forward to watching this, but I've heard that this film is absolutely incredible, so I can't wait to watch that. And now getting down to the last 5. Phantom of the Opera at the Royal Albert Hall. I've seen this a few times and it's just absolutely amazing. Like, it's the only production I've seen of Phantom of the Opera, so I can't wait to actually see like a proper production of Phantom done, but again, highly recommend that. Into the Woods. Oh my god, do I love this film. I literally watched this like yesterday, and again, it's just absolutely incredible. So highly recommend that. So this one again isn't a movie musical, but it is based on a musical which has just had its world premiere, but obviously got cut short. Back to the Future. I have yet to watch this, so I might watch this tonight, I might not. But again, I will let you know what I think of that. And the last 2 is the 10th anniversary of Les Mis at the Royal Albert Hall with... who are in it now? Michael Ball and Ruthie Henshaw, and also Colm Wilkinson was at the end of this, and it's just absolutely incredible. And last but not least, Rent filmed live on Broadway. This was the last production, well, the last performance of Rent that was done on Broadway, and it's absolutely incredible. So again, highly recommend watching that. So that's it, guys. This is all my programs, CDs and DVDs. So I highly apologise that it's been extremely long, because as you could see, there was quite a lot to get through in such a short period of time. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and just please stay safe, stay well, try and keep yourself motivated, try and stay productive as possible during this extremely scary time. But just think, all this will be over soon, hopefully, and theatres will be back, everything will be back to normal, theatres will be back strong, and there's so much going on with like everything, so just please just stay well, stay active, and all that. So yeah, I decided that during lockdown I'm going to be posting twice a week, So my next video may be Saturday or Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave like a little question box on my Instagram. So yeah, feel free to comment any suggestions, and obviously the most popular one is the one that I'll do next. So yeah, feel free to like and subscribe, and also if you can't get access to my Instagram or you don't have Instagram, comment down below what you want to see. And yeah, I will see you all soon.